Welcome to Horror Movies and Beyond, a show about reviewing horror movies for the living to understand the dead. And I'm your host, Ivotres Littles. And today I have two really awesome special guests, co-writer, director, Sloan, and Kevin. Oh my God.
You're fine. You got this.
I got this. I
You
got
got
this. And we're going to talk about their horror short film / feature, The Inn. Hi,
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you very much for having us on your
Thank
podcast.
Thank you for coming on here. Yes.
Well, no problem.
Yeah. So now that we're recording, I like talking about mistakes. It makes things fun.
It's fine. Happy accidents. Still don't happen to us.
So I watched this. I'm gonna say short film because it was kind of a short film. It was your concept film to let people know about this feature. It was good. I wanted to know more. I was like, okay, where's the rest of it? I want to see it, but nope, we have to wait. And I'm okay. I'm a patient woman. I'm patient. So before we get in depth of this, please let us know, what can you tell us about this?
We'll take it.
You
Okay.
go. Good.
So the Inn, the short film kind of concept teaser, was made to really kind of showcase the Sandman Killer, the mask right behind us, right there. Originally, the concept started as an anthology film. So we were going to do a feature film where this was only one little part in a story, and it was called In Dead Town. So it was stories about all these hotel guests that had some horrible things happen to them. And one of them was a serial killer that stayed at this room. So when we shot the teaser, we were like, wow, we really dig this killer, man. When you see him in action, he's a 6'9". I mean, he's just massive, and you just go into town, man, get your blood going, So after we made it, we really were like, hey, we just got to do this as a feature film. We're not going to do the anthology. We're just going to do a whole entire film about this guy. And the short was a nice kind of way to just tease the viewers, to get kind of a little bit of a view of what he can do. But we are going to take it up a notch for the feature film, and that's pretty much what it was made for.
Yeah, we're gonna load it with graphic, gory kills, some dark humor. Friday the 13th meets Clerks.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah.
Okay, I'm already set. Where's Take My Money? That sounds like that's going to be a lot of fun because there was some humor that went on, when it was like turn on the lights, and it was the way you guys did it. It was like, okay, I could see the humor, but in the beginning, I was like, this is not funny. He got messed up.
Yeah, it's like a total beep. But that's because we had to think fast on it. We were supposed to get the neon sign because that's a big part of the whole appeal of this film is the retro hotel that we're shooting at. We called the guy the day before, and he's like, "Oh yeah, the sign is going to be down for like a month." And we're like, "Oh no, we're about to shoot this," so we had to come up. Yeah. And the only thing we come up with was, "All right, so we're going to have to act."
Yeah,
unfortunately, we're going to have to act. And in all seriousness, it was literally just how we are with each other.
We came up with it on our drive over there. He was like, "What are we going to do?" I was like, "All right, here." When he closes the trunk, we transition to me in the office, and you tell me that the neon sign is down. So when I reach down and turn on the neon sign, we'll just have a shot of red light hitting him, and we'll
movie magic.
Yeah, movie magic. We'll make it assume that it's that sign.
Well, sometimes that's what you have to do. Think on your feet. Especially with short films, you got to go. You got to do what you got to do. But to turn this into a feature, that's exciting. Originally you was going to have it as an anthology and and then a feature. We got to do this as a feature. So was that a difficult decision, or was it something you really had to sit down and say, can we do this?
I don't know if it was really a difficult
It was
decision.
For me. I felt like it was dying. Something was dying inside me because I'm a Creepshow fan. I love Creepshow. So I always want to do an anthology film. I was like, we're going to do this is Creepshow meets a slasher film, and it's kind of the start of it. So when we did this, and Kevin sent me a text saying, hey, we should probably do just the Sandman Killer. It's too good. I read that text and I put it on just read. Like, I put my phone down. I walked away a little bit, sat, looked in the mirror for like, it cried in the shower. And I got back to him. I was like, yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I agree with you.
We should do that. Because we had the whole entire film. We came up with the film on a road trip to Albuquerque. Yeah. Because we were on a film set. We were filming on a mountain for a whole entire month. So we had to drive 3 hours from where we were. And the whole entire drive, we just ran the whole entire film out. So we sat on that. Yeah, for like a couple months too. We just kept fleshing it out. And so we have like 4 stories. Our original poster we put out, it has all the stories on there, kind of Easter egg. So it was kind of like, all right, I guess we're switching gears here. But like Kevin he sold me on it anyways, because when he sent me that message, it had all the details of like, okay, so this is what we can do. So after reading, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is really, and it's changed over time and it's been more fleshed out. We've added more elements to it.
A lot more kills.
A lot more kills.
A lot more crazy, deranged kills.
Yeah.
Original kills.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. So we said 7 to 8 kills, and somebody said, like, that's it, or something like that. Like this one film this guy did, it had over 30. So we're like, you know what? We're going to do 31.
We're going to do 31.
31.
So we're going to, that's what we're going to do. Okay. So like 7, 8 kills ain't nothing. Like, okay. I guess we're just going to ramp it up.
Well, the first kill that we see in the trailer short, it was pretty like he just stabbed. I mean,
Intense.
it was like the knife went all the way to the front.
All the bones.
I mean, the way he stabbed him, it was like I can't even explain it. It was just like like. And he didn't even have time to yell. It was just...
Oh, yeah. It was just brutalized. So.
Whoa. That happened. And then the constant just... Mm-hmm. It reminded me, that constant stabbing to make sure it was dead, reminded me of Rob Zombie's Halloween. When he was just stabbing.
We shot it a lot of handy cam.
Yeah.
We did the Rob Zombie Halloween as kind of our DP. We told him, we wanted a lot of shaky hand cam. We didn't want anything really too much on sticks. We didn't have a Dana dolly available or anything like that either. So
even if we did, I wouldn't even want to use it.
It's too smooth. So we wanted we want you to feel uneasy.
Yeah.
So you're up in his business, and then you see him behind a dumpster, showing it from a wide shot. You're like the viewer, like I shouldn't be seeing this. This is bad. This is, but there's not too much blood. I mean, there's blood. But the whole audio and seeing it is very, that's enough.
Yeah, it's like almost Tobe Hooper's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is what we did for the short film, where we don't show too much of the gore, but just enough to where it leaves like an idea on what's happening. Mix that with sound, and then you've got a pretty good shot right there. No. But for that whole stabbing scene, I guided Rufus through our kill scene, and I told him exactly what I wanted him to do. How to pull the knife out, how to go back in and continue stabbing, just to show that ferocity and just the anger that he has behind him. And I think it came out very well.
Well, he's a different man when you put the mask on. This guy is he's a beautiful man. He's like a model. He's 6'9".
He's 6'9". He's really 6'9".
He's 6'9", 290 pounds. There was no faking of muscle. He's not. It's not fake at all. This guy
large man
is massive. And
that is a large man.
Yeah, and he's nice as can be. But you put that mask on, and it was like, I believe him. Okay, and he believes himself. Like, he's really into. But when he picked up Maverick, our actor, it was like nothing.
Oh wait, he really picked him up.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was no help from Maverick.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, it was a dead body. I mean, he acted. He was a good actor too. Maverick he dies a lot in films. So he was a very good actor.
Yeah. So who idea was the concept for the mask? Because when I was watching him, do his kills, and I was looking at that mask, and I was like, why does that mask remind me of something? And I kept sitting on it, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to look it up. And it reminded me of Nightbreed.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yeah. That's we both agree it's one of our favorites.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, because I was when I saw it, and then I actually put them side by side. I was like, oh, I could see the inspiration here.
Okay. Yeah. So my background is I was a special effects makeup artist for several years, and I designed masks. And when we were coming up with the idea for the mask for this horror film, me and Sloan, we were coming up with elements from past horror films that have influenced us, not only our career choice to pursue film, but also for our love of horror films. So we both came to the conclusion of trying to inspire various cool masks that we saw throughout the years. Dr. Decker's Nightbreed was one of them. The Collector was one of them. A few other inspirations. The color scheme is from Leatherface, from the second installment of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The burlap texture came from my first mask that I did when I was a kid. So that was like a little homage to like my very first mask that I did. But yeah, we compiled a bunch of references together, came up with something that we both liked and agreed on, and that was it.
It's like a love letter, to it's you see some horror films where they put little Easter eggs in there and stuff, and the mask is because we grew up on horror films, so it's an homage, but it's definitely its own as well. But yeah, it's the mask itself right there. Mm-hmm. It's the show, like the whole movie. We know what people want to see.
Yeah.
So yeah, it definitely is the focus of it, and Kevin did a wonderful job. I mean, if you watch the short film, there is moments where you can see the mask when he's the camera's looking up at him, and if you pause it and look at it, it's a beautiful, like the details on there and just the image. It's horrifying in itself.
It's all about the silhouette, my friend. It's all about the silhouette.
When it first come on, you see a news, bulletin or whatever about what's going on. And it was like, oh, we have a composite sketch of the killer. And I laughed.
I know.
I chuckled.
I'm glad.
Yes.
Oh, you printed it out.
I told him.
No. I drew this.
Oh, you drew it?
Well, you drew it? What?
Yeah.
Oh man, I feel
so I had to draw this because I was like, okay, how close is it supposed to look like this? Like I was thinking it before you actually see what it is, and that right there, I was like, okay. And then when I saw, I was like, composite sketches are never right, but it was pretty close. It was pretty close.
We were hoping that this was like someone who caught a glimpse of him walking away and then ran off.
Try to describe it.
Because it looks like something that ain't real. Like they didn't get it right. Like if I was in the movie watching this and sitting, watching this on TV and this popped up, I'm like, nah, that ain't it. But turns out when you see it, it's like, oh, it's pretty close. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't want to. So Kevin drew it. But I said I did. I told him, like, do not make it look exactly like the mask because we cannot, like, this is a witness here. We can't give it like right on the nose.
It's funny. I kept sending him references, and he's like, "That's too detailed. That's too detailed." And I was like, "Okay, well, how less of detail do you want it?" And he was like, "Have you seen the sketch that Mr. Bean drew in the film where he's covering up the poster of Whistler's mother?" And I was like, yeah.
Okay. I mean, it looked like a drunken alien.
Exactly.
I mean, it's very different. The mouth is totally wrong. I will tell you that. So, I mean,
we wanted it to be like for the humor side. Just put up a crazy sketch.
That was a crazy sketch. How far are you at completing this film?
Well, so we have the locations. We've had the locations. We have great owners for the Palm Court Motel. Wonderful. We also have the bar that's part of the scene. So we have the majority of the location, basically all of them, locked down 100%. The only thing that we're really, because we have the crew and we have special effects in-house. A lot of this is already in-house. The only thing we need is we're sitting on casting. And we have our main actor, Rufus. And it's just because we would love to put, a horror icon into this film. And we've been in talks. We have LOIs, letter of intent, but it does come down to money. So, I mean, it always comes down to money, but that's where we kind of sit. We're trying to figure out, we're really letting the film run its course, the short film, the Kickstarter campaign, to kind of see what we can come up with. Now, the good thing is with Florida, there's tons of actors everywhere. So by, if we don't get a horror icon in the film, we will definitely, have the actors in there. So I would say once we have that in place, we're ready to shoot. And we have the equipment, we have the crew, we have the special effects. That's the last bit. But the main character, the main one, that's the most important one, I feel. Yeah. We've had him locked down, since last year. And everybody's ready to do this. I mean, it's yeah, like you said, it's like sitting patiently and waiting on it. We would love to go shoot it right now. And that's the fact. We're living this film every day. Like, I go to sleep. Kevin goes to sleep too. He told me too. We have talked about this. We dream about this film. My wife's talking to me, and in my head, I'm running scenes in my head. And she's like, "Are you listening to me?" I'm like, "Oh, what'd you say?
What'd you say? Action!"
Oh, my bad. I'm still in the. For some reason, the film is consumed my life. So I definitely want to film. We want to film this as soon as we can get that together. So we're there. We're close. But it is fun to let the short film and definitely have people see this and talk about it. It's definitely cool to sit back right now and let that run its course as well.
Yeah. I believe within we released a teaser trailer for that short film, a nice little 2-minute clip. It had quick cuts, and I believe within the first week it got around 10,000 views.
Yeah, that was a 50-second, a little teaser, just real quick.
Yeah,
we cut it like a normal teaser would be for a 4-minute short film. We're doing a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't really do, and we're trying to be as creative as we can with this, because there's a lot of horror films out there. There's a lot of low budget horror films out there. There's a lot of films being shot on phones or on DSLR cameras. You have to be creative if you want people to really catch on to your idea. So we're thinking outside the box. We're shooting on as much teasers as we can. We're really trying to bring in, be creative. We're the PR team. You're looking at the PR. So like when I say we do this every day, we're out there hustling. That's why, we're called Greasy Boys Films, because, you got to be greasy. You got to be greasy. You got to go out there and you got to hustle.
So what is the biggest challenge? I know you've listed some challenges that you have to face, trying to create this as a feature film, but what is the main? I know you're looking for a main actor. I know you're looking at actors. I know, all this stuff you have to go through, but what is something that you have to say from the moment that you began to do this was the biggest challenge you have to face?
Well, a majority of the challenges we've overcome right now, the biggest challenge that's, facing us is funding, trying to find the appropriate funding. Filmmaking is 95% of your time finding money to make the movie, and then 5% of your time making the movie.
Yeah.
So that's about the biggest challenge right now. Fortunately, within the first 2 weeks that we've launched the Kickstarter campaign to turn this into a feature film, we've secured about 20% of the funding. I think we just passed 20% today.
Oh no, it's almost at 30 right now. We have 40 backers right now, and and this is literally just through word of mouth and kind of grassroots kind of thing. And I mean, we're thinking about just making stickers with QR codes and slapping them at bars and stuff like that. Hey, we're trying to think of every kind of creative way to really get people's attention. That's actually the challenge, is you can have an idea, but how do you have people believe that this is going to be a horror film I want to see, and not just another one that comes out and I might watch it, I might not. So that's the challenge, is making people believe hey, this is something worth interest to watch.
Yeah. So
money in that.
Have you ever tried to reach out to Dread Central, Fangoria, Shudder?
We have.
And we've gotten back from Shudder. That's the thing. We have to shoot the feature film, to get anything really going. And then we do have, we did a podcast. We've reached out and we've gotten word back and, press release and stuff like that. So we do get a lot of great attention for it, but it's everybody wants the feature film. That's why we talked about the short films. They're cool, they're awesome, but they never get the spotlight and they never get looked at. It's always, hey, you got a feature film, That's what we want. So that's the unfortunate thing. As soon as we shoot it and, we put all the ideas that we have in the script that we think is great into this film, I feel it's something I definitely want to watch. And I know it's what we really have the hype. The hype is real. We're preaching it, about this film. So yeah, we've reached out and we've gotten a lot of great feedback and responses.
Well, that's good. I mean, some responses is better than none. I mean, you guys are on the right track. What I saw was good. Like I was ready. I want to see the rest of it. I want to see where it go. It was a new character. I like to see new characters. I'm tired of the same old, same old. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with Michael Myers and Jasons and Freddy's, but they've been here forever. It's time to see new faces, like something the collection fresh. And like fresh. I mean, we've seen Scream forever. I mean, it's just time.
And that's how we pitch this too.
But not only do they get here, can they stay here? Because it becomes one movie and then you forget about it. It's not something that can catch on. But I feel like this one is something. I could see a few more films after. So
well, we actually have the second film. I'm not joking. Like, we pitched this as like, let's, we did it. We said it like, it's great, but we're tired of the same. Like, there's a time now for a new generation of horror icons. So when we came up with this concept, we pitched it. That's why we did we're doing a full feature on our killer, is for that. So we've already talked about elements in the film that will lead into another film. So characters and everything like that. We've literally fleshed out everything to make this more than one film, because we love it. We love the character. So it's funny that you say that, because that's literally why we did this film, is to make hopefully definitely a new horror icon for
cult classic, the next cult classic.
Well, we need them because the ones that are here now are old. I mean, they're gonna pass away. It's just life, and they're getting old. We need fresh. They're still going to be around. There's going to be people to play them, but who could play Freddy? No, I mean, we had someone try and it didn't work out too well. And I don't think it was because of the person. I think it was the story. But that's something else. It's a different time. But for overall, I mean, Robert Englund is Freddy. I mean, cannot. I think if he passed away, I don't think they would. I think that would probably be the only one that stops. Because the other ones wear masks. So
and
that's just me.
They've made it without Doug.
Yeah.
Like, what, 2-3 times now? So that one doesn't. They don't care about that. But yeah, you're right. With Freddy, that's that one where, and we've reached out, like we said, we talked to horror icons. We reached out, like Kane and Michael Berryman. You don't realize how old the actors are because you grow up with them. Then when you like look up information, like, oh my gosh, like it's that it's good. It's good for them because they're great people. They're still moving on. They're still making films and stuff. But then it hits you like, your horror icons. Like, everybody's getting old. It sucks.
Yeah,
it does. It really does.
And I think it's a good time now to bring in fresh new ideas. And I think you guys have a really good idea here. And I definitely wish you guys the best on this. I hope you find as much of the funding as possible and get this going, because I don't think you guys should sit on this. I don't know. I don't, because watching watch the small version of it, I was like, oh, okay, it caught my attention.
Real quick though, what's your opinion on our acting?
Well,
we're trying to market ourselves as Greasy Boys. We're the actors now. We show up in random horror films. We're the Jay and
actually, you know what? Actually, it wasn't that bad. I've seen worse. It wasn't bad at all. For the moment that it was, split second, it was good. I mean, I thought it was, you guys were part of it, like completely part. But see, I thought you guys were.
Well, we shot that in 6 hours too. So everything was, it was a rush. We shot in 6 hours with 2 actors, 3-person crew. And then on top of that, Kevin and I had to act in it because we didn't have the sign. And so we shot everything. And it was like 1:00 at night. We did a 6-hour shoot. And I remember looking back at the footage because, you get to see yourself act. And every time Rufus came at me, he's a 6'9", 209 pounds. I actually looked terrified, but then I would like laugh or smile. Like kind of like playing it off, like so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a horrible actor. I can't die on camera.
This is terrible.
Like I look like I don't know how to die on camera, but it was something. Yeah, we tried it and we did it. But Kevin, with his little lines underneath his breath, the humor there, it really did. It added a cool element to it, and we've gotten back like, hey, this is great. It's like Clerks meets horror, and then we ran on that. We're like, well, you know what? That's what we're doing. We're putting elements of comedy into this film as well. I mean, there's horror comedy is definitely we both love horror comedies, or even like Evil Dead 2. It's got the mix in there. It does it so well where you watch it, you're entertained the whole entire time. You're laughing, you're like, oh, it's kind of terrifying at the same time. That's fun. We want to make fun films.
Yeah, we're hoping to make films as fun to watch as they are to film. So
exactly. Yeah, that's the goal. Yeah, always.
That is the goal. Thank you guys so much for coming on the show and talking about this. I really did love the end. I can't wait. I know it's going to come out soon. I can't wait to see this. And when it does, hit me up.
Sure.
I want to see the whole thing. I want to sit back with some popcorn and some drink and just like, okay, here we go. Prop my feet up. I'm going to see some slashing. I know I am. Some good slashing, some quality slashing.
Oh yeah.
Because anybody could slash anything, but good quality slashing is what we need.
We're bringing it back. We're bringing it back. That's for sure. We want to bring.
So, before you guys go, what is next? What is your next step right now on making this that we should know?
Well, we did say the Kickstarter. So
okay.
I see that we have the Facebook and the Instagram. We're on all the social platforms. You can find information about that for the Kickstarter as well. We have some great perks on there for people that want. We even have the mask that we're only screen use props. We only have 5 molds of the mask that we're going to put out there. So if you really dig this character and you really are want to jump in on this film and see it, please by any means, even if it's just spreading the word of the film, we love that. We love just having people like, hey, this is a cool concept. Might not have any money to give. It's tough times. I can't even afford gas right now. But yeah, just spread the word. Let's talk about horror films. Let's talk about a potential new type of horror film.
Well, make sure you guys give me all the handles that you have, all the social media handles, so I can put them in the links and stuff like that when I put this out. So I want to say thank you guys so much, Sloan and Kevin. I wish you guys the best on this, and I know it's going to get there. I know it. I believe in you.
Well, we believe in us, but we believe in you too as well.
Yeah.
You're doing the good work here. The Lord's good. Thank you.
Thank you. So if you guys like more videos like this, make sure you like, subscribe, and don't forget to comment and follow these guys. Yeah. They have something here we cannot sleep on. We cannot sleep on it. So thank you guys so much, Kevin Sloan, once again. And until next time, bye, guys.
Bye.